Odi mayana tiata gazo ndibai na oblubo why when I no geji we no kocheta na ipo again that we still have other topics for discussion this morning and we go nya ni on our studio onye genye la ya ka iji we malo ka igesi we navigate that particular topic. Chetana yesterday the governor of Anambra State, the president of Professor Chukwuma Soludo, made a press conference talking about the state of security in our state, Anambra State, and he made a lot of points, gave out a lot of data in what is happening when it comes to the security sector of this state. And the governor also now restated a commitment here to tackling insecurity in Anambra State, emphasizing on his commitment to also, emphasizing on condemning criminal activities all over the state. ENE now Bambobuka Budai were safe for investors, safe for us, Bundi Anambra, and then all Anambrarians living in diaspora, especially this festive period. So we have in our studio this morning Obinna Joseph Nwankwo. He's the senior special assistant to the governor on media. Norine.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here.
All right. And of course, Michael Anko Ajuduchukwaka is here with me.
Well, welcome to Anambra. Let us go down to the nitty-gritty of the business.
Obinna, can you do your own assessment of that press briefing by the governor of Anambra State yesterday? If you know my data or all the figures, and then the state and Umbo state government in our all this insecurity in the bird. Can you kiss that particular release?
Okay, about what happened yesterday. Yes, the issue is that my evaluation is that Mr. Governor has shown that he is a researcher. He has shown that he does things systematically, strategically, because he has been doing wonderfully well in the security. But from yesterday's speech, I now noticed that Mr. Governor was actually trying to study this insecurity, know exactly what he wants to apply, and he seems like somebody who has finished his researches, and he has come out yesterday to declare a war on security, taking 2 steps higher, because he said we are going to triple our efforts. So I see everything that Mr. Governor is trying to bring the solution, this soludo, in him into insecurity in Anambra State. And I think from recent things he has done, from everything he has done, whenever he comes out this way to declare war on something, like he declared on roads and everything, I know that the insecurity will know that somebody has come, and I think I know he's a result-minded person, and by 6 months' time, believe me, you will see with your eyes the end of insecurity in Anambra State.
Well, thank you so much, Obinna, for that assertion. But in that same video yesterday, I overheard the governor saying 33 years they've been in power, that when they came into this...
Years?
33 months, rather, sorry, they've been in power, and when they came in, the state of security was in a very, very sorry state. Permit me to say that 33 months is enough for us to see something tangible working in that aspect. Because telling me that you're coming up with a new drive for security 33 months into office with, what was that again? Udogachi. Operation Udogachi. Security is a responsibility of you and I. Not just the governor, not just the military, not just the paramilitary. It's a responsibility of every person. And I think there is no severe task on those, the community heads, where these areas have their camps and the rest of it all, the PGs and then the rest of it all. The governor should come very hard, in my own opinion, on these people. Because you don't need to play these people with kids' glove. Until that is being done, we won't have anything tangible happening in the area of security in the state.
You see, in the aspect you're going, you find out that what the statement he made yesterday was actually a sign that the government has re-strategized. Why did I use the word re-strategized? This is a government that almost annihilated insecurity in Anambra State. The question is, how did they resurrect? The governor has done it before. Remember, the government took out criminals from Agule Ezechukwu. They took out criminals from Oboji. They took out criminals from, some communities in Anambra State. But it seems that the efforts didn't yield the expected, fruits or outcomes. So the government has gone back to re-strategize. Now they are coming with a different. If you listen yesterday, you will hear something like the PGs. Yeah. If you leave your land and somebody occupies it, then we are coming hard on you. We are taking the land. It's now a government land. So if the PG still wants the land to become his, he has to report the security. Let me tell you, let's not lie to ourselves. If you are a PG of a town and an Igwe of a town, once somebody trespasses your territory in Igbo land, you are aware.
That is the area where I say there should be stiffer penalty. This thing shouldn't just be a thing of. We want to see cases where Igwes, PGs are brought to book for the fact that crimes are being perpetrated in your locality.
Yes.
And that is what we want to see. The vigilantes that we keep talking about here are the people that know the interland, the nooks and the crannies of all these villages. What empowerment is there to enable them perform their duties?
I like how you started opening now when you emphasize that it seems the governor has been doing some research before now, and now he's done with the research and he has seen where the problem are coming from. Now he made mention about 70% of criminality coming from people that are not indigenous of Anambra State. He made mention of that. And then that's criminals. Now, what do you think is behind this driving factor that people from other states get just to be Anambra State now from into trouble? And now we have actually realized that it's not just, these crimes are not just committed by the Anambra. What should we do?
See, there's something with Anambra State. Anambra State has the pull factor. I think in chemistry they call it diffusion or something like that, where something moves from the area of lesser concentration to the area of a higher concentration. You see, Anambra State is rich. Individually, you find rich men here. And you see people, if you come here, you see the population to trade. Unlike many places in Igbo land. You see the population, if you are selling akara here, you find people to sell akara to in Anambra State. You find, even if you want to kidnap, you see enticing rich men that are billionaires. But some of them, when they go to their localities, their villages, they don't find billionaires who can cough out 15 million, 1 billion, 500 million as ransom. So you see that pull out of both the negative and the positive side is pulling people to Anambra. And to whom much is given a number, much is expected, because once people gather, if there is 12, there is a Judas. You understand? So Anambra has that pull factor, and that is what is bringing them. And when they come, some of them, they think, just like we think we are going to Obodo Ibo, like in US. Some people think going to Anambra. I have been in a state where people go to abroad. The imagination of the abroad is on it, in Igbo land. So the way you see our people go to Obodo Ibo, sometimes some people go, they are too desperate, they want to just get something, they couldn't find something, they enter into criminality. That is what is happening here. The governor was right. 70% of people who are actually causing this mayhem in Anambra State are not from Anambra State. Like we see in Facebook, what's all these places that they post this stuff.
Yeah, now with statistics, the governor has gathered enough statistics and the rest of it all. In the video we saw chiefs of police and the rest of it all, army and everything. Now, down to the business of the day. Like I said earlier on, security is the responsibility of everybody, you and I, inclusive. He made mention of say something. Yes. Now, these guys are not ghosts. Areas where they find criminality is perpetuating, you understand? What mechanism would the state government now, with this new Udogachi, adopt in order to, one, compensate whistleblowers? Because you actually need whistleblowers to come to the rescue of some of these communities, because some people are being held hostage, believing that they have this symbiotic relationship with their captors and the rest of it all. What would the government do in order to, compensate whistleblowers, people that will come and say, hey, a thing like this is happening. We see in foreign crimes and everything like that, they will tell you there's a manhunt for a kingpin, criminal, and stuff like that. Ransom is being given and stuff like that. That one is on the side. Then now, protecting those people that will come and then whistleblow on crimes, kidnapping, and the rest of it, all these red flag areas that we have in the state. What is the state government doing in order to make sure that the lives of these people that we know, because you will need informants in order to tell where these people are actually at. What is the state government doing in order to protect the interests of those that will whistleblow on these criminals?
Well, the truth is that both the kinetic and the non-kinetic aspect of the security is insecurity. Sorry, the fight against security. You know, everything mustn't be said on television. But I can tell you that, number one, Anambra people are not the people that we even want to buy into insecurity. I want to, okay, tell me how much you will give me. I will now tell you that somebody is in my backyard. Anambra people, what Anambra man wants is not freedom of speech. What he wants is freedom after speech. You understand? Now, if he reports, he doesn't need your money so much. He needs protection. And this protection, the government has provided sufficient, adequately. You understand? So, government has brought out numbers. Mr. Governor called some numbers. He said he's ready to give out some other numbers which we can use to reach the state government. And swearing to confidentiality. You know, they will be protected. Whenever you say, if there is anybody you see anywhere that makes call and that person is killed and said the information leaked from the state government, it cannot happen. So Anambra state government is giving them that confidentiality. Anambra State said, the governor said, we are going to also adopt vehicles, stop and search. That is a strategy. And so, like the governor said, some people will say, okay, it's a little bit outdated, but you know, in Igbo land here, we say, so if it happen you anyhow, you're going to do them anyhow. So including the technological aspect of it and the mechanical aspect of it, there will be a stop and start. It will affect some things this December, but it's all for our own good. It's all for the safety of the state. And technologies, they will deploy drone, they will deploy a lot of things. There is an ongoing setting up of a digital center in Onitsha, which has been test run. So as
in street lights with cameras and
cameras and yes, it is being test run in Onitsha. So Mr. Governor is ready. And when I say he is ready, if you enter where he just delivered that speech yesterday, you see cars, jeeps, Siennas parked. My brother, and he is also trying to rebuild or restructure the vigilante services inside the villages and towns, to make sure they will weed them. They will take out the weeds and leave the crops. You understand what I mean by that?
So probably maybe the part where I want to understand is, like I was having a discussion with somebody not so long ago, a security expert.
Yes.
And I said, how can somebody be providing me with security and is masked, carrying a pump action, 8 rounds? That doesn't look like he's providing me with security. So why would a vigilante in AVG vehicle, marked AVG vehicle, all of them are masked?
There's a reason. I was in your shoe before. But when I came into government, I realized that the Bible was right when it said all things are good, but all things are not profitable. See, you could decide to unmask yourself. Your brother you unmask yourself will be the one to now say, Ikenna is one of those people chasing you people in the bush. So you are masking against the criminals and masking against your brothers who are saboteurs.
Okay, we continue with our discussion, but want to take a short break right here in the studios of Anambra Broadcasting Service. So when we come back, the discussion actually will continue. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back to the program, and we've been joined by another guest in the studio this morning in the person of Pius Marchi. He's also a senior special assistant to the governor on media. Glad to have you on the show this morning, Pius.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've been talking about the press release by the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, yesterday. What actually he told us about security. He's conducted research according to Obina, and now he's giving us templates of what is happening and what and how he is going to tackle the insecurity in Anambra State. Now, in that speech of his, he made mention of condemning the use of Biafran agitation as a cover for criminal activities such as kidnapping, banditry in Anambra State. So, in your own terms, how do you view the relationship between these criminal elements and the broader agitations in the Southeast?
The thing is simple. I think a lot of criminals are hiding under the agitations to kill people, because it's no more agitations. When you turn your own rifle against yourself, what are you agitating for? When you look at the situation in the Southeast, as in like Anambra, you find out that on Mondays we don't go to market. You find out that on Mondays people are not at peace. People don't go about their business. You're burning people's houses, you're burning their properties, you're kidnapping people and demanding for ransom. So you are not agitating for their right or for whatever you think. Now, is it for their benefit or for your benefit? If you are agitating for the rights or whatever, for the Southeast or for the Igbos, do you gain anything by killing the Igbos or kidnapping the Igbos or obtaining them, or what is going on? So what Mr. Governor is saying, or what he has said, is just fact that a lot of criminals are looking for how to hide and do their criminal activities, and they call it Biafran agitations. You know that before, during the time of Peter Obi, there's a lot of kidnapping in Anambra State. And when Obiano came in, they were shut out. And towards the tail end of Obiano's government, there was massive insecurity, that there's gunshot killings, abduction. Even Mr. Governor was shot at. One of the commissioners during Obiano, Emeka Ezewane, was abducted. Some of 8 local governments were taken. You understand? And what we are trying to say is that this is not agitation. And truly it is not. It's the same old kidnappers. If you ask me, I would say when governor came in, he started with a crusade against Agboro. He said, no more Agboro in Anambra State. And he displaced them from Opiweka, Obosi, and many areas. You understand? He fought against criminalities in this tax fraud or IGR thieves. I would say that it is these criminals that are fighting back. If they don't find where to steal or where to extort the people, they go into kidnapping. Now, you find out that it is easier for an Okada man that is making maybe 10,000 in a week, or like 20,000 in a week, and they just enter the bush and kidnap somebody, and they made like 800,000 or maybe 1 million. Do you think if you call the person to come back to Okada business, he will agree? No. So kidnapping now is the fastest money making machine for criminals. Even those that are picking pockets in a O2 Onitsha, like in Opiweka, have joined the kidnapping business. So I think we are battling with criminals. It has nothing to do with agitation.
So in other words, you're aligning your argument with what the governor said in one of the dailies this morning, that even if Nnamdi Kanu is being released today, that it's not going to stop the insecurity we are facing in the southeastern part of the country.
Well, Nnamdi Kanu has come out to say that he is against the sit-at-home in many parts of the southeast. He even appealed to them. These people are criminal elements. So even if you release Nnamdi Kanu, they will still be criminals. You can't take a criminal away from their mind. Like one of my uncle would say, a thief that say he has repented, who has he sold the thievery to? A criminal that say he has repented, has he sold that character, that attitude to who? So even if you release Nnamdi Kanu today, there is tendency that we may even have more crimes in the southeast. Because you realize, you see the killings of people, the kidnappings, is no more. So many parts of Anambra is witnessing this insecurity. And most of the people that are arrested, if you look carefully, you study them, you find out that they are not IPOB members. You understand? There's somebody that was saying something like what do they call it? Like a kind of a movement. When you start a movement and it was going smoothly and suddenly the movement was hijacked. So I think this whole Biafran stuff has been hijacked by inner elements and they are using it for business. Okay. So some of them may even fight against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Like somebody is in prison and the leaders of the Southeast are going for his release. And you are committing worse crime. Are you making it easy for this man to be released or not? Because even the person that wants to release him will believe that the way these people are acting, if I should release their leader, they will even do more. The way they go about killing people.
All right. Thank you so much, Pius. Coming back to you, Binda, you know we've been talking about the vigilantes. Angela asked you a question about the people that are maxing themselves, and you said that they were trying to protect themselves from the saboteurs among them, their brothers who might just go out and give them out and all that. Now, we talked about, the governor also talked about rejigging the vigilante in Anambra State, because truth be told, they will go a long way because they know all the nooks and crannies of our local villages, all those rural areas where these people, the kidnappers and the bandits, where they hide to perpetrate the evil that they are perpetrating in the state. How best do you think the state government should rejig these people? I mean, what strategies should they put in place to make sure that these vigilante groups in different parts of the state will be strategized to work efficiently in this fight against insecurity?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that question. The strategy, to some extent, is out there. Like I said, about warning the PGs that if the government sees someone in your territory before you, then you have a lot of questions to answer, and that land where they are staying will be taken away from you and automatically becomes that of the state government. The second one is that if your house, if the criminals, like the governor has been doing a lot recently, taking out people here, Loboji areas, people didn't know. If you watch out, since last 1 month, the insecurity is not like it was about 2 months ago. So people are being taken out. So if your house is being occupied by criminals, the bandits, it will be seized, it will be taken away from you and used for other productive ventures. Then again is that we know that the state government has actually appointed a special advisor to Mr. Governor on community security. And this officer, I know that people who are selected as vigilantes, confirmed as vigilantes and empowered to work, will also be under supervision. Because you don't give absolute power to someone, because absolute power corrupts, but power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. So Mr. Governor is also intending to to increase their welfare, to make sure that at least when you're fighting, you can feed your family. These are what the governor is trying to make sure that everything works very, very well. And I can also tell you that people who will be employed to manage the technologies that will be used to fight this insecurity are people with integrity. They will be well checked to make sure that they are not the people who are causing the insecurity that are also helping us to monitor the insecurity.
Okay, thank you so much. Pius, coming back to you, one of the components of Soludo's plan is the amnesty plan. He talked about it for criminals. Now, in your opinion, is amnesty a viable tool to end insecurity in the Southeast?
Yeah, it has done a lot. In fact, Mr. Governor used this amnesty from the day he was sworn in.
Okay.
He called on the bandits to leave the bush. He called on them to come. And I see that many of them came back. You understand? Many of them came back, but many did not. And this amnesty work in the South-South, it work in the Northeast, and I think that's the best approach the government can use to end insecurity in Anambra State. And I think that is a nice approach.
You know why I asked you that question? Because you said one of your uncles said, sense of Israel.
Yeah,
that's why I asked you this question.
Yeah, thank you. That comes back to what Mr. Obina said, that anybody that is given a power or authority to do something needs supervision. Okay. Yeah, when you don't supervise, even the army, the police, they go haywire, you understand? So whatever you are trying to do, even the smallest task, you must make sure that that person is supervised. In doing that, the person cannot go out of the line to, you know, sometimes you say, our people say that in Kita, a dog cannot eat a bone chained to his neck. And our people say that if you want the fish to remain nangiga, you make the rat to take care of it, because he knows that if anything happens to the fish,
he's the one that responsible, right?
Yeah, so if you give amnesty to maybe sponsors or the main bandits, they will know. Well, they know those they are employed. They know those that are working for them. And if they call them, Oga, get up, we are now working with government, they'll be able to trace where these elements, their units, foot soldiers, where they are. So I think the best approach is, they call it carrot and stick. You understand? So if those people can agree to government terms, that's the amnesty, I think we'll be fine in Southeast. The governor is indeed applying the best approach, and it will do a lot to solve the question of criminality and insecurity in Anambra State.
All right, thank you. Obina, the governor also highlighted the growing problem of drug abuse in the state as one of the things. He also described it as an epidemic. Now the question is, how do you think addressing this drug crisis in Anambra State, how will it help in this fight against insecurity?
Yes, my people used to say that if you want to stop a fight, you first of all stop pointing of fingers. And we know that this insecurity is being triggered by some behaviors, human behaviors. If you are a drug addict, and you know, drug is very costly. It is not in this time of hardship everywhere in the world. It is not what one can sustain with his capital or sustain with his salary. So any drug addict now tends to graduate into a very wonderful, powerful thief and kidnapper. So the governor is seeing that as a branch of the same tree. So, and this branch is big enough that it is causing problem. So the governor wants to give it the same attention that it is given to crime. You understand? When we go to some of our religious institutions, and some characters they say they don't like. Sorry, there are some things that are a taboo in seminaries. seeing you give sign of that particular thing to come will make them uproot you from the seminary immediately. You understand? So if you are a drug addict, Anambra State is no more safe for you. They also do some things bad. You see them going into Yahoo because they must make money to sustain the drug. So they'll come here and make house rent high. For us, in Oka, they will just come and pay. You tell them 3 million, they pay 3 million, 2 months, they are packed out for the Lord have started enjoying 3 million in 2 months. So he wants everything to be high. They need to be taken out, both for criminality to end, just for things to come down for the common man. These people, they don't care. You know, so I think the governor, he has shown that he actually researched on all these things. Because you're coming to Anambra, what are you doing? We are no more asking people, what do you do for a living? We don't ask people, what do you do for a living? And when a society goes down to that level, you see, it's a decayed society. It cannot survive again. So the Anambra is not where you come and you rent a house, you're doing Yahoo, you're doing drugs, and then at the end of the day, if Maga did not pay, you carry gun and then come into the street and look for somebody you're kidnapping and say, unknown government, even when we know where you are living. But I know Governor Soludo has come. He has faced insecurity, just like he faced education and fixed everything immediately, teachers and then other things. Then he faced health. He has started collecting award. That in fact, he collected up to almost 2 billion naira in award. He is first in everything. So he is doing that. He has done even in water and power resources. He is taking it to security. You will see Soludo in security. That is my promise. It has come to an end. When he comes, God is with him. He has declared this one. He won't stop until criminality is annihilated here. Take my word for it.
Well, thank you so much for that. And I'm so excited how proud you are of your governor, of your principal, that he has said a thing and he's going to, fulfill his promises to the Anambra. Because when it comes to security, a lot of people are just being skeptical about it. And then owing to the fact that now is the festive period, some people, they are still contemplating whether to come back home to spend the holiday season or to stay back where they are because they are afraid that they might be kidnapped. But with this, I mean,
see, if you didn't trade enough to bring a lot of money back, in Igbo land, if you go to Kaduna to trade, you must carry a lot of money to come back. If you didn't prepare well, no wahala. It happens to everyone, but don't say it's because of insecurity. Didn't you see governor was talking like a general yesterday? Stuff like that. Come back and spend your money in Anambra State. Anambra is safe. He's safe. Anambra State is safe. At least I can tell you from yesterday. He said he's triple eight, and I can tell you, Mr. Governor, this December is going to be very safe. In fact, I'll be inviting you to my side. It's possible.
Okay, one of the major things he said in his plan to, end insecurity in Anambra State is the use of technology in tracking criminals. Now, that's a major one because we know how it works in other climes, even outside the country. We know how it works. But the question is, how effective is this going to be in Anambra? I know Obina have mentioned a little about what is being test run in Onitsha. Now, using that alone, can we use it to track those criminals, or do we need other factors combined together to make sure that we nip insecurity in the board?
Well, when the governor talk about using kinetic and non-kinetic, that is, I think we are in the right step. You understand? Mr. Governor is not somebody that come out to say things anyhow. Before he must have said it, there are already test-run plans, and it has worked. We don't advertise arrest of criminals or taking out of criminals, because everything advantage has disadvantage. Yeah. When you talk too much about how you're killing criminals, before you know it, people will start saying that you are not giving them fair trials and this and that. But for Mr. Governor to have said that he's going to use technology, this technology, you know that our governor is a tech governor. That is this generation's governor, with the efforts we are making in the Anambra to be in the tech world, with what Mr. Governor has put in place, I see that fighting crime with technology is already a done deal and is already in work. Before he must have said it, the police, the vigilante, the army, and all the apparatus used to make sure that crime is nipped in the bud in Anambra is already in place. Because if you look at it, a lot of people have been talking about the insecurity, posting, and so many things, and Odogun Mbafo kept quiet.
That name.
Yes, he has been quiet. In fact, when you bring the issue of insecurity, he makes sure that because something is working on the ground. And Mr. Governor is not somebody that make promise. He don't make political statements. So everything is in place.
Okay.
Yeah, with what we are doing in this, what do they call it? Using like drones, CCTV cameras, and other tracking device to make sure that those that are kidnapping, they call.
Okay.
They make calls, and they use money. You understand? So a lot of things are going on. There are many ways through technology to make sure that this thing does not continue. And I'm sure Mr. Governor has put this thing in place. I can confidently tell you that it has been on the test run, and now we are going to roll it out. And Anambra, there is no hiding place for armed robbers or kidnappers or whatever you call them. If you are in Anambra, run, because very soon we get you wherever you hide.
It's not going to be conducive again.
Yeah, it's going to be too hot. Anambra will be too hot for any kidnapper or criminal, even pickpocket. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. But quickly, we are going to take a short break. Let's take a snippet from the governor's speech yesterday.
Remain pivotal to the attainment of our vision of a livable and prosperous homeland. I want to assure you that despite the unique challenges of lucrative criminality adorned with deceptive ideology and propaganda, we are determined to fight criminality and ensure that Anambra becomes the safest state in Nigeria. The way we are rolling out with massive force, I think we shall, by the special grace of God, we shall prevail. And I want to say to Ndi Anambra, Merry Christmas in advance, and we look forward to a very, very joyous Christmas season. We are doing everything to make sure that this season we are secure and that you can have your Christmas with joy and safety. And then we look forward to a very happy and prosperous and secured 2025 and beyond.
Okay, now that we've heard from Mr. Governor and also promising us that we are going to have a safe Christmas in Anambra State, it still boils down to the fact that security, fighting insecurity is not just left for the government alone. We as individuals, we have part to play. Now, what are the roles of individuals when we talk about traditional rulers in our different communities, the presidents general, and all those people that, hold one or two positions in their different communities in this fight against insecurity, especially this season?
Thank you very much, because this question, you see, Mr. Governor has been talking about public-private community partnership. It goes beyond education, it goes beyond infrastructure, it also happens in security. If you check yesterday when Mr. Governor was talking, he talked about he appreciated people who has donated into Anambra State Security Trust Fund. He appreciated them. he appreciated them because I stay around them because I know some vehicles have come from office of the chairman of the State Security Trust Fund. So people have been, donating money. So the issue there is that, like we all continue to say all the time, security is not one-man business. If you are a billionaire, if you are an Odogu, and you stay in Lagos or you stay in San Francisco, and you allow your place to decay, then you will have no place to call your home. You will be living there as a wanderer. So what do? You bring back money. If you put it, join it with the one the state government is doing to make sure we annihilate, we chase away these elements of insecurity in our place. And then, so for you, who is not a wealthy man, money-wise, the biggest wealth is that you have your senses and you have health. When you see anything, the governor says, when you see something, you do what?
Say
something. So there is a way you can contribute. You can ask for the numbers that Mr. Governor has given out, call, give information. Because if there's another person today, tomorrow, it will likely be you. As an Igwe, you left your office as the chief security officer, according to how this state has been operating in the town. You left it and then lowered yourself so much that the criminals find solace. They find your town as a palace. Then you have failed both your people, your ancestors, and the state. How can you allow criminals to harbor in your place? I even had rumors some time ago that there are some Igwe who take oaths with the people who are in the bush. And those people in the bush bring you to the bush to give judgment between you and other people in the town. And you are an Igwe. You are a title holder, you are a big man, and you are doing this. Don't you think you are living like a stranger in your own territory? Why are you now king? King means somebody who has dominion, who rules a place. And if there are elements who rule you, you are no more a king. You have been deposed, still with your crown and certificate. So you see, there are a lot of things we can do. Governor appreciated the bishops and the clergy who has been outspoken about this insecurity. He held them so much. Because what are you living for? If you are not trying to live out the Jesus in you, who does not see something bad and close his mouth? He thanked the bishops and the clergy who have been supporting. As a clergy, when you go to the pulpit, declare, call a sin, call evil. See, even if you have to die a martyr, that is what you are living for. That is why you are called. So he appreciated them. Please, the Anambra State people are trying, but all of us, we still, I know that the biggest room in this world is the room for improvement. And there is room for improvement in what we can offer. When this place is secure, believe me, a lot of things will happen with the roads, with the education, with everything that is happening. Here will become that livable. Then it will give us the environment, the good condition to make it smart and make it livable, that everybody will enjoy it, and it will become that destination, lounge that Mr. Governor wants it to be.
Not departure lounge.
Not the departure lounge.
Okay, and also make Anambra livable and a prosperous mega city. Yes. Okay, quickly, of course, Mr. Governor has committed to tripling efforts, and then with the launch of Udogachi, that will be happening in January, right?
Yes,
yes, January. And then also focus on technology. We've talked about all these things. Now, these strategies, if all of them are being put in place, do you see it as being enough to restoring lasting peace, not just in Anambra State, but in the whole southern region of the state? Because, of course, we share borders with most of the southern states.
Yeah, I think there we have about 5 southeast states, and there's need for collaboration. Because you find out that sometimes when you chase them from Anambra, they will run to Imo. When you chase them from Imo, they find their way to Enugu. But when there's a collaboration, this collaboration can be able to sustain this fight and end this insecurity in Southeast. And we, as a people in the Southeast, has a lot of roles to play. It's not for the government alone. individuals, influencers. We have a lot of influencers on online media. Some of them think they advertise this crime. And it's worse. When you advertise, you promote crime in your home. It's just like a man that his house is on fire and you are chasing rat, laughing and clapping. You understand? Like there are people that make sensational report of crimes in your home state. It's a shame. This is some of the things as a social media influencer we need to stop. So we need to assist the government. The governors need to collaborate to be able to terminate or end this insecurity. Imo, Anambra, Abia, Enugu, Ebonyi need to come together because we share common borders. And most of these criminals are coming from these borders. You find out, Mr. Governor said that out of the 100 people arrested, 70% of them are not from Anambra. Means that they are coming from another state. The same thing when you go to Enugu, you hear the same story. So if there can be collaboration, we can be able to nip this insecurity in a bud. You understand? So there need to be collaboration. And need to be, we, the people, need to say no. We need to take, as in, there's a time we call it, during the time of NSAS, and we find out that it's getting out of hand. And we decided, the people decided to take back their homeland. We, Ndi Anambra, we, Ndi Igbo, anywhere you are, we should decide that enough is enough. It is killing our economy, hurting our people, destroying our goodwill. That people cannot come to invest in Southeast. It's not Anambra alone. It's happening everywhere. So the people in diaspora, like there's a, when you were discussing with her, there's this poem I wanted to remember by, I think it's Gabriel Opara that wrote about casualties. People that rejoice at the diaspora while their homeland is on fire. You are not, you are in economic exile. You are not happy. You are rejoicing. You are home. You are that house burning. Like there's some time ago, Joey Bokwe's mansion in Newi was burnt. I think it was.
Yeah, yes,
some times ago. So if he's in Lagos, feeling that he's comfortable in Lagos, rejoicing in Lagos, his house in Newi is on fire. It could happen to anybody. So, like Obinna said, it may be you or me. So, to avoid it happening, we must join our hands together and fight it and say enough is enough. Both on media, both in our villages. You find out that some villages, they are apologists to bandits. Swear oath with bandits that you will not release their information as in, because the governor said, when you see something, say something. And if a criminal is living nearby you or in your household, and you don't know how he earns his money, like there's one person that was arrested in Abule, somewhere in our place. And imagine that this person has been living in that place, nobody knows what he's doing. But thank God to the youth chairman, they were monitoring him until they were able to arrest him. He's a kidnapper. And he's not from the village. He's not even from the state. To tell you that this collaboration must work.
Okay. So it still boils down to the role we have to play as individuals.
Yes.
Okay. So as we are about ending the show, let's talk about the activities of cultists in the state. Of course, they are part of the people that are committing this mayhem in Anambra State. Now, who do we actually hold responsible when we talk about cultism and the cult activities? Because some vets in Anambra some time ago have been linked to, cult activities and all that. Should we blame the school authorities, I mean the higher institutions, or the community leaders, or I don't know who
we should blame everybody.
And again, how do we stop those activities?
We should blame everybody. You are an also title holder in a community, and the cultists take you as their patron.
Oga.
you are the Oga, and you are an also titled person. And whenever something happens, they run onto you for safety. Now, you are a police, a member of the Nigerian police or Nigerian military. We see them often. We see them doing what we know that there are signs of cultism. I don't know if those people are wearing their uniforms and doing it, but I have seen severally where you see army and showing you signs and shaking hands like cultists. Now, if the cultists know that they have a department in the military and in the police, now who will not chase them? When you are a member of the vigilante service, and at the end of the day, in the evening, they will come back to your house at their headquarters and ring. Are they not safe? And me, myself, when I see that cultists are shooting, and I'm clapping, and say, I will be doing like they are playing football, 13-2, 2-4, I am hailing them. I am also a problem. So everybody should look inside, inward, and kill the cultist in him or her. Everybody. Because there is a cultist in all of us. There is cultist of silence. There is cultist of silence. There is cultist of sponsorship. There is cultist of a lot of aiding. So I think that we ourselves we begin to first of all look at our state as the place where we want people to come and live. If you begin to conceive that idea, then you want this place to be sustainable for the future generations.
All right, thank you so much. Obin Nwankwo, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Olida, for joining us on the show this morning. And also, Pius March is still the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you.
Well, in the Anambra, the governor has spoken and he means business. So if you say something, say something, because he is working very hard to see that he makes Anambra a place where people can come and live, work, and enjoy. On that note, we want to say very thank you for being part of the show this morning. My name is Chidima Oramwa. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back.